Because if you make the appropriate and necessary lifestyle changes, and I've seen this happen at all ages, your body can actually start to heal itself. Now, just yesterday in my practice, I had a conversation with a woman that suffered with intense pelvic pain for 2 years, was scheduled to have a hysterectomy. She came into our office and we checked her structural alignment in her spine, gave her a spinal correction, and on her way home, she started crying because her pain and her pelvis was gone. And I strongly encouraged her to go have a check to make sure everything was okay. I did not tell her not to have the surgery. She made a decision on her own. The pain was gone, and the only symptom she had was pain. There was absolutely nothing else wrong with her, and she opted and made the decision not to have the pelvic surgery. I had a young 17-year-old girl that came into our office also just yesterday as a new patient, and a part of her symptomology is that she had a cyst on her ovary. Now, what may in fact be causing the cyst on her ovary? She has a plugged up liver, more than likely, been making some food choices that aren't as good as they could be, but I'm going to share with you another nugget that I've been blessed to learn. Chlorine from showers can paralyze your thyroid gland. When you breathe in, what I'm holding in my hand is actually a shower dechlorinator that's available on our webpage. This shower dechlorinator takes chlorine out. See, chlorine is very, very toxic to the thyroid. Chlorine takes iodine out of the body. Now listen to me, because this is very, very significant. Iodine is used to help the thyroid, breast, and your ovaries. Many of you ladies listening to me right now may have cold hands and cold feet. Wake up with a headache in the morning after you may have had some fruit, thinning hair, wide-spaced teeth, high cholesterol, constipation. All those body signals happen to be in the book. Those are all a sign of a low thyroid gland. In Dr. David Fram's book, The Breast Cancer Pattern, the #1 cause of breast cancer in the pattern is a low thyroid gland, which causes constipation, which plugs up the liver, which stops the body from processing the estrogen, not enough zinc, and not enough essential fatty acids. This young girl had wide-spaced teeth, thin hair, and cold hands. She had the typical thyroid issue. You can say, well, Dr. Bob, what are you saying? We take showers with, don't we take showers anymore? Well, you could use a shower dechlorinator, but a part of her challenge was she had a plugged up liver. See, the liver can only process so much, so you have choices. One of those choices is going to be, do you eat sugar? Well, what does sugar have to do with the cyst on her ovary, Dr. Bob? Well, the sugar, what it's going to do, it's going to literally plug up your liver and your gallbladder area. So what's happening to this young girl at 17 years old is that she has toxins that are occurring in her body. So what do you suggest that she does or do? Avoid all processed foods, eliminate soda from her life, start drinking water from a pure source. I would encourage you, now listen to this, to stop consuming dairy products. Why? Because dairy products will plug up your liver. One of the chapters I've been blessed to learn and write about it in the book is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is the sewer system inside of your body. Milk can plug that up. That includes milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, and ice cream. And I know you're thinking right now, Dr. Bob, so where do they get calcium from? And here's a question I'm going to ask you. When was the last time you saw a cow eating cottage cheese, milk, or ice cream? They don't. What do they eat? Hay, grass, and alfalfa. I'm not telling you to eat hay, grass, and alfalfa, but what I am suggesting you do is eat some sesame seed, some almonds, some mixed greens, some broccoli, some cabbage, some cauliflower. God put plant sources of calcium. You could also take a calcium lactate or a citrate supplement. We have a leg blood pressure test that we do in our office to see how much calcium you do need. We talk about hair analysis in the book. There's so much information that there's available to you because you don't need to have cyst on your breast or on your ovaries. You don't need to have all these radical procedures completed on you unless they're absolutely necessary and causing near death. But if you have the concept of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, you're going to live a long, healthy life. And when you get raptured or when they bury you, you're going to go away with all the parts that you came into this planet with. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to be right back, and we're going to tie all this together for you. Hello, this is Dr. Bob and Debbie DeMaria. I'd like to welcome you once again to our Half Hour of Health program. And that first segment was so essential for any female that has any kind of issue at all in their life. We're talking about Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Balance Female Hormones. the Lord really blessed me to put this book together to make an impact in the women in the entire world, because we're living in an epidemic. Actually, when I was putting this program together for this particular message, it was in our newspaper today. And this really bothers me, that there are so many women today that are getting misinformation, that they're doing prophylactic mastectomies. Just because your mother had her breast taken off doesn't mean you're going to need to get your breast taken off. Now, if you follow the same protocols and ate the same food that your mom did, hey, chances are you may. But even today, they were talking about women that have a breast that has cancer and the other breast is healthy, that some women are opting to take their healthy breast off. And in the article, they went on to say that that is not necessarily a good idea, and a lot of women are making these decisions purely based on emotion. Now, I am not telling you not to have conversations with your gynecologist or a surgeon. I'm not telling you not to research this, but I think you need to understand that you have a lot of control of what goes on inside of your body. And a fool is a person that thinks they're going to get a different result without making any change. You're going to need to make some changes for your body to improve logically. Debbie.
You know what? 40 years ago, my mother had breast cancer, and they told us it was more than likely that my sister or I would come down with breast cancer. But you know what? I have not had even a symptom that there would be breast cancer in my life. And I know what that makes a difference is because I've made the changes that we talk about. You can make these changes also. And Dr. Bob has tips that we do every single Friday that are health tips that could help save your life. Contact us at druglesscare@AOL.com and say you want to become on these weekly e-tips so you will have better health.
That's Drugless, DRUGLESSCARE at AOL.com, Drugless Care. Now, in the book, we talk about so much information, and I wish I could spend hours with you right now, but I can't. I'm here just to whet your appetite for you to learn a little bit more. But what I'm holding in my hand right now is an alarm clock. It's an opportunity clock, as Zig Ziglar would say. Well, one of the chapters in my book is what did we learn from the Amish? And I had the privilege to be with a friend of mine in Lancaster County to be at an Amish farm. And what I learned is Amish don't have electricity. But what I really know is that they don't have lights in their bedroom at nighttime. They don't have computers, and they don't have TV. So what does that mean, Dr. Bob? That means that they are getting restful, peaceful sleep without the eye irritation of electrical lights in their room. So if you're listening to me right now, this is what I want you to do, is I want you to cover the lights of your alarm clock. Put a piece of tape over the little red light on your VCR and your DVD and any other light source that's in your bedroom, because those sources of light are going to interfere with restful, peaceful sleep. And a part of that is when your body does healing. So you want restful, peaceful sleep. What I'm holding in my hand right now with the assistance of Debbie is I have two puzzles. The reason I have these puzzles is I want to explain to you a little bit about life. You can see there's a dog and a cat, and there's a hare, and there's a bird, and everybody's just having a wonderful family time with each other. This puzzle is made up of about 15 or 20 pieces. This particular puzzle, you can see, almost looks identical, except for one item. I have 3 black areas that don't interlock properly. There is an alteration there. The reason I'm bringing this up is that this is what normal hormones would be like in the body. I know some of you right now are so confused if you should or you should not be taking synthetic hormones. Synthetic hormones, whether they be sourced from soy or whatever other plant, if they're chemically altered, your body cannot see them as true physiology. They might look the same and they might act the same, especially if you're taking anything that's sourced from a horse. Horse urine has the wrong type of estrogen.